Are you going on a Royal Caribbean cruise and one of the stops is CocoCay? If so, this video is for you. I've got a walking tour and I'll go over some of the things that I liked about it and some of the things I didn't right after this. If you're new to this channel, my name is Sean, and my wife Kat and I for the past 15 years have been traveling all over the world, and recently we've started adding some of our adventures to YouTube. So if you like travel, if you like long form videos on travel, port tours, hotel tours, anything travel related, consider subscribing to us. So in this video, I'm gonna basically walk around CocoCay. When we got to CocoCay, it was very windy because there was a tropical storm that was a hurricane that was kind of huffing and puffing. But it was warm. It did rain some, but not that much. Anyway, I'm gonna pretty much go everywhere on the island with the exception of the water park. I'm going to do a separate video on that in about a month, and once I do, I will put a card up for it so that you can just click on that if you're interested in watching a video on the actual water park. So this covers pretty much everything that's currently open. There is an adults only section that's about to open, but I tried to get back over there and they caught me and they weren't too happy and told me I had to go away. It does, however, cover the beach club, which is the VIP club that you can pay extra for to go to. Talk a little bit about that as well. Let's get going. When you first arrive at CocoCay, there's basically one pier. So your cruise ship will dock on one side or the other of that pier, and it's not a very long walk to get up to the actual island. And the views are fantastic, and there's some signs, some letters that say perfect day in CocoCay when you first get onto the island. And this area is called the Arrival Plaza. Now, CocoCay is basically divided into 6 major parts. Chill Island, which consists of the main area and also a breezy bay. There is Harbor Beach, which is a lagoon, so there's no waves at all. It's very calm and very friendly, family oriented. Then there's the Oasis Lagoon, and I'll talk more about that in a bit, but it's the largest freshwater swimming pool in the Caribbean. It's absolutely huge. Then there's the Coco Beach Club, which is the VIP section that you have to pay extra to go to, but it includes like a specialty dining restaurant, fancier food, and so on. And then South Beach. South Beach is really no different than Chill Island. It's just that it's very remote and tends to not be that crowded. And then finally is the Thrill Water Park, which is the huge water park that costs extra to go to. That's off to the right when you get onto the island. Now, the way this tour is going to work is I'm going to break it into sections. So this first section, we're going to walk from Arrival Plaza to Seaside Point, as you can see with the little logo moving. So this is when you first get on the island. If you make a left-hand turn, you'll have the walkway that goes over to Chill Island. Right when you start down that walkway, off to the right-hand side, there's this amazing sand sculpture that says CocoCay on it. It's worth a photo stop. And this bridge goes over the water inlet that goes into the harbor beach area, and it has amazing views of the cruise ships off to the left side. And this is the harbor beach and the lagoon that the beach sits on, which I just circled in red there. So you can see both of these when you cross over the bridge. And as I said, great place for photos of the cruise ship. Now, throughout this video, I know that speeding it up isn't ideal for walking, but if I didn't do that, this would have been an insanely long video. So off to the left-hand side here is the Seaside Point. This, from what I understand, you can rent. There's some logo shop here on the left, and on the right is a hair braiding station. But anyway, back to the Seaside Point is if you have a group of people, like an organization or whatever, a corporate event, you can rent off to the side. There's like a deck and this area. From what I understand, you can rent it if you want to. But this is an amazing place to, again, view the cruise ship. It is all rock, so you can't go swimming here. So if you wanted to go to a beach but had no intention of going in the water, this is a great place because you saw there's a whole bunch of hammocks off on the left-hand side, and there's hardly any people over here when I was here. So the next part, we're going to go from Seaside Point to Chill Beach. Now, it's not labeled that. Yes, this is Chill Island, but the beach is not labeled Chill Beach on the maps. I found this really old map, and I actually heard some of the employees calling these beaches, the ones that are on the far west side of the island, they call them Chill Beach. Whether or not that's official, I couldn't tell you because, as I said, it's not on the new maps. And I did find it on an old map, and some of the employees were referring to it as Chill Beach, but this is the main section of Chill Island. And as you can see, there's a lot of chairs here. This is very popular because it's a very short walk from the cruise ship. It doesn't take long to get there. Yes, there are trams you can take, but regardless, this is like you're here. If you get off the cruise ship, you just walk a very short distance and you're at this beach. So this is a very, very popular beach, and there's two of these like U-shaped beaches in the main section of Chill Island. From Chill Island, we're going to walk over to Harbor Beach, which, as I said, is on that lagoon. It is very, very calm there. They have some floaty things that you can go out on, as you'll see when we get over there. But tons of beach chairs here in Chill Beach. There's lifeguards obviously everywhere. If you're into having a little bit more waves, you're either going to get them here or you're going to get them in South Beach. So one or the other. And when I was actually on CocoCay, that was where most of the waves were. This is the Wacky Seagull Bar. And up ahead on the left-hand side, this is the straw market or the local market where they have people that sell local crafts and just items that they rent a little building and they can sell stuff. And what's nice, if you've ever been to the other island in the Caribbean that Royal Caribbean has, Labadee, on that island, they're very, very high-pressure, pushy salespeople. They're very laid back on this island. There's no high-pressure sales at all. This is the diver's den, so if you're going to do any scuba diving, that's where you would go for that. And as I said before, most of this area is a very short walk. So all this initial area from the cruise ship is very short. This is just a staff building off to the right-hand side, and there's another view of the local market buildings that are available. They sell like masks and snorkels and knick-knacky things and so on. So this is roughly where we turned left. We just went right across the street. There's another bar on the right. And as you can see, it's very, very calm here. And you see those white circles out in the water? Those are actually floaty things that you can go lay on. And there's a fountain, and you have a line for how far out you can go. But this is especially if you have people that aren't too comfortable with swimming, or you have smaller kids that want to experience saltwater for the first time or whatever. The water here is very, very calm. It's not that deep. There's lifeguards everywhere. Okay, from here we're going to walk from Harbor Beach over to one of the main restaurants called the Chill Grill. So there are several main restaurants on the island, and remember, it's the whole island is Royal Caribbean. So if you arrive on the cruise ship, which if you're on the island, you arrived on the cruise ship, it's the same rules that you find on the cruise ship. So basically, For the most part, all the food is free. They have simple drinks like water and iced tea that are in coffee and stuff that are free. And if you want alcohol or fancier drinks, you have to pay for those unless you have the drink packages. And I didn't eat at any of those restaurants because I went to the Coco Beach Club, and we'll talk more about that when we get there. But I have to say, just as a little heads up, the specialty dining restaurant at the Beach Club was absolutely amazing. The best lobster I've had anywhere that Royal Caribbean serves food. So on any of their cruise ships, on any of their specialty restaurants, the best lobster was actually on CocoCay that I've ever had. So as you can see, this is a big restaurant. Tons of seating. There's drink stations. It's like you're in the Windjammer, but on land, which is if you haven't been on a Royal Caribbean ship yet, that's their big buffet on the ships. But as you can see, there's juices, there's iced tea, there's water, there's a buffet for lunch or for the food that they're serving. And from here, we're going to walk over to the Oasis Lagoon. And what's cool about the Oasis Lagoon, as I said, it is the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean, and it spans 33,175 square feet. It is absolutely huge. And there's little coves, and there's a swim-up bar, and there's a 6-foot deep spot, and there's some real shallow spots. There is chairs in the pool, you name it. There's all sorts of crazy things there for you to do that's pool related. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm not a pool guy. I don't really enjoy swimming in public pools. However, I went swimming in there. Now, here's a tip for CocoCay. If you want to go in this pool, if you go first thing in the morning, you will have the pool to yourself for the most part. I shot this video probably an hour after the cruise ship came into CocoCay, and as you can see, there's very few people in this pool. The pool is warm. I don't know how hot they heat it to or anything like that, but it was quite pleasant, and there was just hardly anyone in it. From the pool, we're going to go to the VIP area, which is called the Coco Beach Club. So as I said, you have to pay extra to get in here. I can't give you an idea about the price because what I paid was substantially less than what the people that went there that just signed up paid. So it varies, just like in Las Vegas, staying in one of the casinos. Basically, the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. So the more people they sell tickets to, the more expensive the tickets get, which is true for basically anything on a cruise ship. However, it substantially went up from what I paid for it to what the people that went, that bought the tickets like the day of paid by quite a bit. So when you go to the Coco Beach Club, they do have towels specifically for the VIP guests there. So when you go, they'll give you these real fancy, very soft and 5-star hotel sort of towels. They're amazing. And I actually ran into a slight problem. So when I went there, I had one of the blue towels, you know, that you get off the cruise ship. And I went there and I got it all covered in sand and all wet. And they said, oh, just give us that. We'll give you one of the VIP towels. So I got one of the VIP towels. And when you leave the VIP section, they take the towel away from you. You can't take it out of the VIP section. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I realized later on, oh my goodness, I don't have the blue towel, which if you don't bring it back, they charge you for it. So I had to go back and they had to try to find my blue towel, and they finally gave me a blue towel so I wouldn't have to pay for the towel that, you know, they would have thought I lost, even though they took it from me. So just be forewarned, if you're going to go to the VIP section and that's the only place you're going to go swimming, don't even bring a towel. Just go and use the towel that they give you. Now, in the VIP section, there's lounge chairs on the beach, just like there is in the other beaches. They do have a very small, very small compared to the other pool on the island. They have an infinity pool, and I didn't go in it once because it was always very crowded. When I first got to the beach club, there weren't that many people in it, but I thought, oh, well, I'll just wait and go in later. And by the time later came around, the pool was mobbed. And yeah, I just won't go in it if there's a ton of people in there. However, that being said, this area was very nice. The staff was insanely friendly. There was tons and tons of staff. Off to the right-hand side here, that is where the restaurant is for the people that purchase the VIP, this beach club section. That is the infinity swimming pool. As you can see, it's not very big, but the water goes over the edge, and it looks like you're looking out, you know, like an infinity pool if you're in it. And as I said, there weren't many people in it right then, but I didn't go in. I was gonna wait. There's all this seating here that you can have drinks at. And then there's the sand for the beach. And there's a rinse station on both sides of the pool. And tons and tons of lounge chairs. So I plopped all my stuff down, and I did feel like my stuff was very safe here because there were so many staff walking around. So I plopped my stuff down and I went out for a swim. Now, the interesting thing is, and I don't know if this is always the case, there was a very, very strong current from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. So if you picked your feet up off when you're in the water, you can see it. Look at the waves going. If you went out there and picked your feet up, you would float that way down to the cabanas that are down there. It was unbelievable how strong the current actually was. I did overhear the employees say it was because of the tropical storm that just passed through that was causing all the wind, and that it's not normally like that, but I don't know. When I was there was a very, very strong current. And here's another view of the infinity pool from the other side. And there's lounge chairs in the water just like there is at the Oasis Lagoon. It's nice. It's a nice area. If it wasn't for the food, I would say it's not worth it. However, the food was, as I said earlier, was absolutely amazing. They bring out a whole selection of appetizers, which was a shrimp cocktail and a few other things. And then I had a whole lobster and a fish fillet, which was amazing. Okay, so now we're going to walk from the beach club over to South Beach. Now, there's really no direct walking road to go on because this road that you're about to see right up here, that's for the trams, and you're not allowed to walk down that section of it. So you have to take these little paths the whole way over to South Beach. So you kind of go around that building and you cross over the road. Now, that helium balloon that's there, that wasn't open because it was closed for service, not because of the wind. Well, I'm sure they would have closed it because of the wind also, but it was actually canceled because I had booked that as an excursion. It was canceled a month if not more, before I actually got on the cruise ship. So that they're servicing it right now. I was looking forward to that because I've been on the one that's in Disney Springs in Florida, and it's quite nice. It just goes straight up. It's got a tether to the ground, and it goes straight up, and you can see forever. But as I said, you cross the street, and once you cross the street, there's a walking path, which is gorgeous, by the way, and you just keep walking and walking and walking and walking and walking, and eventually you get to South Beach. Now, South Beach is pretty big, but as I said, it seemed, now I don't know if this is always the case, it seemed less crowded than the other beaches because it's quite a ways away from where the cruise ship is. Now you can take, you can get on the transportation and they'll drive you over, but for the most part, people tended to stay away from that. There's a bar, and there's a whole bunch of beach chairs. There's a basketball court that's off to the one side here. People are playing basketball. There's a place for food. There's a towel station. It's basically what every other beach on this island has. And yeah, the water was nice. It was not very rough here. As I said, the waves were typically over at the other beach, the chill beaches. This was very calm. There was no current here at all. It was just, there probably wasn't a current because of the cabanas that are out there, but it was very, very, very peaceful. And there's the basketball court that I was telling you about that you can play basketball at. And there's a volleyball net there. We're going to go up and I'm going to show you the menu for the restaurant that's here. Basically, you can get hamburgers and stuff like that if you eat at one of these places that's not the big buffet restaurants. And one more look down at the actual beach right by the water. And those are all the rentals. You can rent, they have cabanas that you can rent all over the place. I actually felt kind of bad for the people that rented them because it wasn't that nice when we were here. There's also, if you look off to the right-hand side, you can kind of see people standing out there. That's actually a bar out in the water. It's a swim-up bar, so you can swim out there and get drinks out in the water if you want. Okay, so from here, we actually missed one place, which is Breezy Bay at Chill Island. And the reason we missed it is because the road that the main walking path doesn't actually go by it. So you have to walk on these sand paths to get to Breezy Bay. So this little walk, I went back to the Coco Beach Club and just walked from there. So I just walked, instead of turning left to go to South Beach, after I came out of the beach club, I turned right. And it's very similar to Chill Island. Now look at this. This is billiards, but with soccer balls. So I thought that was quite unique. It seemed very popular. And basically the same as South Beach. There's a place to eat, there's a bar, there's the beach, obviously, and as you can see, there's somewhat bigger waves due to the direction of the wind, but you have those floating cabanas out there that you can rent, and this is where basically the excursions are. So if you're renting like a jet ski or something like that, that's up ahead of us where we're about to walk to next. So down here by this little peninsula that divides the main section of Chill Island from Breezy Bay, this is where those jet skis are and any sort of other excursions that you might be doing when you're on this island. They also have beds that you can like rent, beach beds, which are these some of these things that you see off to the side. And there's a whole bunch of free hammocks, free lounge chairs. There's a bar up here that we're about to get to that's in like a food truck that you can get your drinks out of. That's kind of unique. And there it is. And then this bar over here that we're about to go to, I really liked it because it had a deck and it offered some amazing views. But as you can see, here are kayaks. There's the dock section for the jet skis. So if you're doing any sort of excursion, water sport excursion, this is where those take off from. And this is the other little U-shaped part of Chill Island on this side. And as you walk up here, you can see off to the left, you can see all the jet skis. So that's where you go for any of these motorized water excursions. There's some smaller boats there. And then off to the right here is a great view of Breezy Bay. And there's a bar that services this deck. And so I got something to drink and I just sat there and kind of looked out over the water. It was quite nice. And now what we're going to do is we are going to walk from the section where we turned off to go to the beach club back to the dock, and we're going to pass the Thrill Water Park on the way. So this is another one of the main restaurants. This is where we turned to go to the Coco Beach Club. We turned left instead of going straight. And those are the zip lines. There's tons of zip lines. It's all one big long zip line that you can go on, and they were all closed due to the wind. There were some really nice wheelchairs and baby strollers that had big poofy tires that you could push through the sand. I thought that was quite unique. That is the tallest water slide in North America, and it is actually 135 feet tall from the top down. It's amazing. Now this section right here, this is actually free. This is for little kids. It's like the Thrill Water Park, but for little kids. There's slides, there's splashy zones, and there's lifeguards everywhere. So if you have younger children and you don't want to, pay the hefty price to take them to the Thrill Water Park, this is an absolute free area for them to play in. And we're passing the Thrill Water Park on the left. And as I mentioned earlier, I am going to be doing an entire video just on the water park, and that will probably post about 2 months or a month after this video posts. So whatever the date is on this video that it's posted, that video will be about a month later. And this is the Captain Jack's restaurant. And we have our Splash pirate ship that's up here as well. This is also another free little area that the kids can play in. They've got water guns and just basically ways for them to get soaked and have some fun. There's some little slides. As you can see, the kids are coming out, but look at those water guns. The best part about it is if they try to turn them, because they do turn, and point them at their parents, when they face out, they squirt down at the ground. And here's the pier. We're back at the pier, and that's the shuttle going by the way, and that's how you get back to your ship. Now, we were lucky when we were here. We were the only ship here, so yes, it is the Wonder of the Seas, which as of filming this, it is the largest cruise ship in the Royal Caribbean's fleet, and it has a lot of people on it. But just imagine if there was another Oasis class ship here at the same time. The the crowds on the island would be double. So we got kind of lucky. It wasn't that many people on the island when we were here. But I hope you enjoyed the tour. Remember, we have a bunch coming up pretty soon, so if you like this, please give us a follow. See you soon.